do I sign up?
There's brochures in the back.
Really awesome. So there's a plant right there. It's called Datura. It's right on the corner, just right there.
Yeah.
And it's pretty big, and it's a hallucinogen. If we all want to eat part of it right now, we could be tripping. But it's also called Jimson weed. But there's a risk we might go blind, or we might die. So you guys give it some thought. But check it out. Just so
Which
that
one
you know.
is it?
It's right there on the corner. I planted it in my yard one time, and it makes these beautiful white flowers that bell down, and it makes these little things that look like puffer fish. I guess they're the seed pods or something. It's that thing right on that corner. You know see how the sidewalk ramps up right there? That's it. It's called
bush.
It's called Datura or Jimson weed. It's really beautiful. Yeah. But you might go blind and you might die. So I talk about depression a lot, and this is a little lighthearted graphic novel that I wrote about when I went insane when I was 27. But I did, I'm 50 now. As you can see, I survived it. So there's kind of a happy ending. And that's you can buy it from me. I don't know if you can sell things in a library, or you can have it if you want. It's called An Ocean of Despair. Monophonus put it out, and so they have it there at Farewell Books. And then I tour in bands a lot, so sorry this part's like a commercial, but so I was just drawing. Touring in bands is really boring, so I was just drawing all the time, and mostly what I would draw was like just these sort of weird mutants wandering through deserts, and then I was like, oh, that's my life, like wandering through deserts with these weird mutant characters. And so Morgan from Monophonus just put it together into this book. There's also some more pornographic ones in here, but it's put out by Monophonus too. And I have some if you guys want any of them. These are really cheap or free. This one's like $5, and my book about depression is like $5. This is my new book, my new exciting book. And one of my oldest friends said this is my best thing so far. What it is, I started writing letters to things that I couldn't really talk to, like huge corporations and ideas, and my dad, who's been dead since I was 10. You know, like for me, I guess. You know how, like, when you go to your shrink, and you all go to a shrink, don't lie, and maybe your shrink tells you to write a letter to the person. You know, you don't have to send it or give it to him. So I was just writing all these letters, and then Morgan from Monophonus, I did the cover. I drew the cover. It's called Dear God. Morgan from Monophonus put it together. If you ever work with that guy, give him something incomplete. That's how he really thrives. If you give him something complete, he'll mess something up. But if you give him something incomplete, he'll finish it for you beautifully. So I just gave him these letters, and he paired them with these 40 Austin artists, some of whom you may have slept with. Some of these are artists, because they're really sexy artists from around Austin. And so I didn't do most of this art in here, but I'm going to read to you guys a few of these letters. And Connor, my beautiful roommate, he's also a librarian, and they're making an Austin Public Library zine collection. He could tell you more about it, but all my zines I'm donating to the public library. So if you don't want to buy them, you could just read them at the library. Oh, this one I kind of wrote to my niece. Dear Lauren, may all your hopes and dreams be pulverized beyond recognition, never to haunt you again, and may the life you lead far exceed them. Love, Uncle Thor. Dear future generations, I'm sorry. Yes, we knew we were destroying your world. Thor. Oh, this is it. maybe this is the best one in here. This is to my dad. He died when I was 10. He was really brilliant. He was a mechanical engineer, but he was like sort of an artist wannabe. I'm like way too dumb to have gotten through that much school to be a mechanical engineer, but I'm a good artist and I'm a good musician. So we were different ratios of the same thing. Dear Dad, wow, what to say? You've been dead 38 years. I still think about you every day. Mom is well. Me, Dave, and Kaylin are taking care of her. She still talks about you constantly. Your legend only grew after 1975. So many people telling me what an amazing man you were to them. I wish I could meet you as a man. You know, I was just 10 when we last saw each other. I didn't finish college. I tour the world playing music. I hope that's okay. Love, Thor. You knew me as Mike. This one was written. Oh man, I'm not gonna say who this was written about. Dear art divas, you think your little talents give you the right to act like an ass and treat people like shit? Oh, can I cuss in a library? Okay. What a fucking stupid idea. Get a grip. You're supposed to be an example of grace and enlightenment, not a big fucking toddler throwing tantrums in public. You make everyone around you miserable, and it taints your art. How many times, I mean, I'm off the script here, but how many times have you liked a band and then heard, that guy's a total asshole? It taints the art. Oh, it does say that next. How many times have you heard, and she's a great person too? Or, yeah, but I hear he's a complete prick. Which are you? Being good at one thing does not mean that you do not have to grow up. You do, you fuck. You're welcome. Thor. Okay. These are just, dear actors, please don't start a band. It will suck. Stick to what you know. Sincerely, Thor. Now, there's a million examples of that. Right? Russell Crowe. Dear musicians, want to try your hand at acting? Go ahead. Usually pretty good. Thor. Right? David Bowie, Sting. The list goes on.
Eddie Vedder.
Was he in
Singles.
Really? Was he pretty good?
Yeah. Very small role.
Eminem.
Who? What? You got one?
Eminem.
Eminem? What? Oh, and yeah.
He won an Academy Award.
See, it's usually pretty good. And I'm not saying acting isn't hard or a fine art, but rock stars make decent actors. Dear suicides, you leave a strange hole in the world. Thor. Dear the U.S. Supreme Court, you're fired. Get out, Thor. Well, I wrote that sort of, in response to everything they did before they made gay marriage okay, but they recently did something alright. Dear animals, I'd like to apologize for the destruction of the systems upon which we all depend for survival. I'm so sorry. It's just what we do. We kill everything. I would stop it if I could. Love, Thor. Dear Houston, Texas. Are any of you guys from that area? Peg is. That's my gal right there. Peg. She plays drums in Cats. A lot of attention has been paid to how ugly you are. While Petro Kim has turned you into a toxic hell, I still see you as the soulful, swampy birthplace of Lightning Hopkins, DJ Screw, Bill Hicks, Ghetto Boys, Archie Bell and the Drells, ZZ Top, Beyonce, me, Gretchen Phillips. The list goes on. Leadbelly is from Louisiana, but he spent much of his youth there. Did I mention Big Mama Thornton? She's not actually from Houston, but when she got famous, she was living in Houston. Barry White was born on Galveston Island, just down the road. So, thanks. Love, Thor. I wrote a really long one to Austin. I've been here since 1985. I love this town. Please don't leave. I know it's getting crowded and expensive. Dear believers, lately it has occurred to me that we have way more in common than not. I heard myself describing how the universe always seems to look out for me. I thought to myself, that's a lot like a higher power. I also believe in karma. I can't say why. Look, I still think your fairy tales are absurd. I just don't think it's worth arguing about. Pray for me if you want. I don't think anyone will hear you, but hey, it's very nice of you anyway. Love, Thor. I'm just going to read a couple more to you guys. Dear Jesus, some of my lesbian friends would like to grow beards. I think you should let them. Love, Thor. I had a huge beard when I wrote that one. Oh, here's one to Kurt Cobain. Dear, man, you know, when you're doing a show, you can only focus on the person that left. You're like, oh, why'd that person leave? Maybe she wasn't in here. Was she in here? Or the person that's like in the front row, just like texting when you play a rock show. Everybody else is loving the show, but there's someone in the first row texting. You're just like, that's the person you focus on. Dear Kurt Cobain, while I admire your decisiveness and understand you were fed up with the pain this place guarantees, I think you had another good record in you. And who knows, maybe you'd be doing something fun today. That's the thing, right? Everything is subject to change. So why not stick around and see what's next? But thanks for 4 great records. Love, Thor. Did y'all see that movie recently? It was pretty intense.
It was really
You tried to. Did you stop? It was so sad.
What movie?
It's a new movie. I think his daughter, Courtney Bean, she's like one of the executive producers of it.
Yeah, it's on HBO. It's a documentary. It's really intense.
It is.
Yeah.
And most people come away pretty sad, but it's pretty great. Dear open mouth chewers, you ain't ever gonna get laid. Sincerely, Thor. I could, let's see. Dear Austin, Texas, back in the 80s when I told people around the country that I live in Austin, all they knew of you was this little PBS folk music show called Austin City Limits. Now wherever in the world I go, people have heard of your cool magic. Love, Thor. It was really a lot longer than that. There's 3. Morgan broke it up into 3 because it was really long. Dear, to whom it may concern, sobriety and therapy have been good for you, but you're still an asshole and have a long ways to go. Try harder. Love, Thor. Dear Austin, Texas, you guys let me know when you get bored. Just start throwing stuff. You are such a part of me and I of you. You grow and change, but your essential spirit remains. I so love to come home to you when my travels are through. Being surrounded by gun-loving Republican evangelical types only makes you freakier. You are home to so many great people and bats. Too many to mention. I love you, Austin. Thor. I know one I want to read to y'all. And here it is. It's the next one. Dear Republican friends, please send me an updated list of who all God hates. Thanks. Thor. Dear Jason, may your nightmares be horrific, so that by comparison your life seems okay. I just used the name Jason because it was really common, but I was kind of thinking of Jason Callahan. He's my friend. He's a math professor. I wrote this letter to South by Southwest. It's too long, though.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, dear public school, you failed me and I failed you. I hope you've learned something since the 1970s. I know I have. I watched you starve the creative spirits of children all around me. Thor. I didn't say love Thor. I wasn't good at public school. I think that's maybe it. You guys want one more, right? Don't you?
Yeah.
Y'all were great. I want y'all to come to my house every day, or if you just had a channel, I would tune in every day.
She has a channel.
You do?
On YouTube.
Awesome. I'm going there.
Join the cult.
I will join your cult. How do you guys feel about cults? I interviewed a bunch of people about cults. You're on the fence about them, Daryl Lee. Yeah. find one more good one for you guys. Not a sad one, a funny one. Dear time, to hell with you. You don't even exist. Yet you rage on without a care, pushing me toward oblivion, taking my loved ones from me one by one. What would I do without you on my back? Regretfully yours, Thor.